While some were saying I can't, I was saying I do.
I would rather spend my life kicking ass than kissing it.
I have 8 children, I'm the breadwinner, and I can play piano better than any of you bitches.
I am an acquired taste. If you don't like me, acquire some taste.
After I take all the jobs, they'll be calling you La Llorona.
I may be underrated, but I am not to be forgotten.
Clara Schumann, the gal who inspired this project. She is the OG Real Housewife of Classical Music, and she is one of the most famous and talented pianists and composers of the 19th century. Now we know her by her married name to husband Robert Schumann, but she was born Clara Wieck in 1819. Her parents divorced when she was very young, and so she was raised by her father, who was a prominent piano teacher. Clara became a piano prodigy and was trained by her father. By the time she was a preteen, she was touring Europe giving concerts and was one of the first pianists to perform from memory, a practice that has since been adopted by professional pianists ever since. Over the course of her teenage years, she became one of the most famous pianists in Europe. Of course, playing classical repertoire, but also playing works that she composed. Clara met composer Robert Schumann when she was 8 years old, when he was taking piano lessons from her father. They became friends, and later on, their friendship blossomed into love. Though her father forbade the relationship, and he actually even threatened to shoot Robert if they continued their relationship. But that didn't stop them. They became secretly engaged, and Clara, though, couldn't marry without the consent of her father. So she sued her father for the right to marry. The court ruled in their favor. They got married, thus beginning one of the greatest and most well-known partnerships in classical music. Once they were married, Robert hoped that Clara would stop composing and performing and focus on more spousal duties. Now, Clara wanted to get back to performing, and turns out she made a lot of money doing it. She was the breadwinner for their entire marriage, supporting not just their family, but also Robert's composing career. Their marriage was an artistically fruitful one. They supported each other's creativity and also often dedicated their works to each other. Their life together wasn't always easy, though. Robert wanted lots of kids because he didn't have to deal with them. And after finding out about her 5th pregnancy, Clara, in a classic petty move, dedicated her most famous work, a piano trio, to a fellow female composer, Fanny Mendelssohn. Clara was 36 when Robert died, but she lived for 40 years after that time, continuing to play concerts and tirelessly promoting her late husband's works in her recitals, which were still immensely popular. She was part of the genesis of concert halls and recital programs. You see, classical music wasn't a term or even a concept at that time. People were mostly performing new music in their homes. The idea that you could purchase a ticket to see a pianist play Bach or Beethoven is owed mostly to Clara Schumann.
Ich weiß nicht, was soll es bedeuten, dass ich so traurig bin. Ein Mädchen aus alten Zeiten, das kommt mir nicht aus dem Sinn. Die Luft ist kühl sing